What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne, and today we're going to be looking at the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C450 AMG. The C450 AMG is based off the 4th generation C-Class. Let's cover some of the details of the exterior and interior and see what makes this sports sedan so special. The headlight cluster of the C450 AMG is composed of LEDs. LEDs approximate daylight more accurately than a traditional bi-xenon headlamp. Taillights are pretty neat. They feature a fiber optic dual torch design and have integrated LED turning signals. Now, when compared to the C400, the C450 features quad exhaust tips, which reduce back pressure, increase performance, and add a notable rumble. We'll get to that part later. The C450 AMG features an integrated spoiler. The spoiler provides more downforce on the rear axle for enhanced handling and extra stability on the car. Some of the great technical features of the C450 AMG are its bespoke 4-link suspension. This car also features a negative camber setup, which provides a wider contact patch, neutral handling, and great handling on sharp corners. Coming down to the wheels, this particular model is fitted with the optional 19-inch AMG wheels with 14.2-inch brake rotors in the front and 12.6-inch brake rotors in the back. What makes the C450 that much better than the C400 is the fact the C450 features bespoke steering knuckles and axle components and a sport adaptive suspension. The all-wheel drive of the C450 sends 67% of the power to the back and 33% of the power to the front, as opposed to the old C400, which had 55% of the power in the back and 45% in the front. Now, we've covered some of the details of the exterior. Now let's see if the interior can match up with the exterior's great looks. Now let's take a look at the interior of the door panel. This by far is one of the nicest door panels I've seen so far. The top of the door panel is covered in soft black leather, and it has contrast red stitching going all the way across. This car is finished in open pore black ashwood trim. You have 14-way power adjustable seating with 3-position memory, 3 levels of heating, a high-end Burmester surround sound system, an aluminum door handle, your unlock and lock buttons, your power buttons for your windows, and your side view mirror controls. This car features an option that allows you to fold in the side view mirrors in tight parking spaces. You also have red contrast stitching going along the armrest here and a cup holder down here. In the driver's footwell, you'll see rubber-studded aluminum pedals with black AMG floor mats outlined in red piping. So the seats in the C450 AMG are pretty amazing. They're black leather and have Alcantara strips going throughout the seats, and it has red contrast stitching on the body of the seats as well as the headrest. It's a pretty cool looking car. Now let's take a look at the center console of this luxurious interior. Starting from the top, the dash is covered in soft black leather and has red contrast stitching going all the way across. You have an 8.4-inch display screen for your multimedia interface, 3 aluminum-like air conditioning vents, and you have dual zone climate control. Coming further down, you have your navigation, radio, and media controls with the CD player and an analog clock. And notice that you have a nice wood panel of the open pore black ashwood trim. It's really nice. Open here, you have 2 cup holders and your cigarette lighter. Coming down to the center console, you have a toggle switch here which allows you to control the different driving modes. We'll get back to that later in more detail. This button marked M is a manual mode. It'll hold the gears even at red line and kick down. It won't shift. This is your suspension control and traction control. Coming towards the other side, this is your controls for volume. This controls the screen on and off, and this is your fuel eco mode. Now, in the middle of this cluster of buttons, you have a touchpad, which allows you to cycle through the menu of the infotainment system. What's really neat about this is that you can even write letters and the computer will recognize it. So instead of cycling and selecting individual letters when you're trying to enter a destination in your navigation system, you can just simply write it with your fingers. This wheel here also controls your infotainment system. Push up, push down, left or right. So there are different ways to cycle through the infotainment system. Let's get back to this dynamic button here. This car has several different driving modes. So let me hit it, and it will take us to the eco mode, which incorporates the use of the car's start-stop function. Once you come to the light and hit the brake, the engine will cut off to save fuel, and you release the brake, and then the engine will start back up and you can go on your way. We go up to comfort mode, which is just for general cruising. Then you have sport mode, which tightens up the suspension and steering. and also you hear a little bit more of that exhaust note. Sport Plus mode is a bit more aggressive, and then you have individual mode, which allows you to alter each of the different settings yourself. It's kind of like a custom setting. Now what's really great, Mercedes-Benz allowed it so when you get out the car and come back in the car, it will go back to the mode that you were driving in for the past 4 hours. So you don't have to reset this every single time that you get in the car. Now let's go back to comfort mode and talk about that a little bit more. The Mercedes C450 AMG has an option called coasting or sailing in comfort mode. This is when the transmission disengages from the engine's resistance between 33 and 97 miles per hour. This only happens when the car is not accelerating. It's used to improve the fuel economy of the vehicle. The C450 AMG features a unique 3-spoke multifunction steering wheel and has perforated side bolsters and a flat bottom. On the top and bottom of the steering wheel is smooth leather, and there's contrast red stitching going all the way across. On the back of the steering wheel you have 2 nice thick aluminum pedals. On the left is to downshift, and on the right is to upshift. On the left you have controls for your instrument cluster, and on the right you have controls for your telephone and stereo system. Another great interior feature of this car is, if you want that open air feeling, this car features a large panoramic roof which can be retracted. And there you have it, daylight right into the cabin. If you want to close it, it also comes with a power sunshade. Take a look under the hood and see what powers the C450 AMG. Under the hood, you're going to find a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 from the C400, except for the fact it's been reworked to increase boost pressure. Horsepower goes from 328 horsepower to 364. Now, since the 3-liter bi-turbo V6 has been reworked to increase boost pressure, you get a 34 additional horsepower gain. It also puts out 384 pound-feet of torque. By the use of an AMG Speed Shift Plus transmission, this car goes from 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds, as opposed to the C400 0 to 60 time of 5.2 seconds. When you open up the hood of the C450 AMG, you'll find one of the most notable differences between the C450 and the C63. Traditionally, AMG Sport models feature red accents on the engine cover. Full-blown AMG models such as the AMG 63 will feature a plaque with the Craftsman's signature on it. Okay, now let's start her up and see how she sounds. Well, that was a brief overview of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C450 AMG. I would like to give a thanks to Atlanta Classic Cars for allowing this opportunity to happen. And please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. The 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat is based off the 3rd generation Dodge Challenger. When engineers were designing this model, they stuck to the principles of form, functionality, and fast. So let's go over some of the exterior details and see how this car has been defined by those principles.